Alright guys, so I just got a bunch of this back here. There's even some pieces of plywood. I got some huge sheets up front. More 2x4s. I just got done pulling all the nails and a lot of the bigger stuff. But this is like my little area where I fiddle around and build stuff. I got this other saw. This thing cuts so nice. It's like I didn't realize how bad the blade was on the other one. I think, I don't know what the cost of this blade is at Home Depot. I don't think it's a lot. Maybe 15, 20 bucks. Avanti Pro. And they've kind of copied this other company. I forget what the hell it is. Cuts smooth through it. This particular saw seems to cut pretty good. It's rated 15 amps, which is like basically about the maximum. Well, with Harbor Freight, you never know what you're going to get. But the reason I bought it was almost all the stuff on it is still here. These pieces pull out further. And it is missing one little cushion back here. This is what stops it from slamming. You got to lock this in so that it doesn't slide. And then there's some other little adjustments. I think this sets how far down it goes. It's got this thing here I really don't like. You have to go like that. And then usually, if you set it a certain way, it will automatically lock down when you come down with it. I'd rather not have had that, but anyway, whatever. So I think it's a double bevel. Nope, it's a single bevel. I don't own a double bevel saw at all. But the one I mostly use is this one. I had a newer green, yellowy Ryobi. It was a lot lighter. But I sold it to Coastin for like 20 bucks. I didn't want it because I already had this one and I've already got that blue one. I'm going to stick to the same stuff. Plus this one's older. I think maybe the newer one was a little bit louder maybe. But this one definitely needs a blade. Because sometimes the wood smokes. This one actually has a laser in it. Oh, I know why I didn't like the other one. It didn't have that handle on the top. You had to kind of grab it by this. So, yeah, I got rid of the other one because this one's really easy to carry. You just grab this big, huge handle, just like that one has. But, yeah, we're missing all the pieces and stuff, but it's okay. I use this one for everything. Seems to cut pretty straight. So... And then I've got a table saw that I got for like 20 or 40 bucks. And inside behind the cap, the thing was slipping, so I just mixed up some epoxy and just shoved it in there. And it's been fine ever since. Sometimes it doesn't want to crank. And the easiest way is just like grab it with the knob, not this little hand cranker. But for a plastic table saw, this thing sure works good. And I got rid of my big old huge Craftsman table saws and stuff like that because it was like I could carry this thing with like one hand basically. The other one I can't even pick up without taking the motor off. So anyway, what are we gonna build? I do need to make some shelves. One thing I need to do is make them all uniform. I want little movable shelves. So I'll show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so what I'm looking at is I made these a long time ago. I made these when we were down at Great Grandma's, and her husband that died had a wood shop in the back, and there was lots of stuff still left over. I glued these up and made them. I'm not a carpenter. I don't have any formal training in that area. So I just make things and just roll with it. I'm like okay, let's try this. I've always been building and making things since I was a little boy, pounding nails into wood in the driveway with a plastic hammer. And that's just always been me. But I've never been a skilled builder of any such. So I made these, and then I redid this thing, thanks to your guys' suggestions. I was hoping that the wood would have laid flat. It was a lot of work to get these pieces to line up, and I have enough wood to redo it now if I really was concerned about it. So what I did was, this is a, you used to be able to buy these. These are stairs. And they're encased. If you look here, they're encased. There's a layer of veneer, and they round off on the other edge. And they're made to be a stair step. And you can see the production date. It's July 2017. June. We bought this to make a shelf when we first moved here. So anyway, I did was I took and just kind of, I couldn't find my countersink bit. Well, so I ran them carefully into here with the shortest screws I could find that wouldn't go too far in. So the oscilloscope will go on top of here, I think. I've not decided what to do with the stereo stuff. I really like my stereo gear. I love this stereo at low volume, but once you start to turn it up, you're just constantly having problems where I got to push the tape monitor and different things because one channel will cut out. It's always these switches. And so I'm going to probably just leave it there for looks. I have these old Sony speakers that sound way better than these R&R speakers. I've got some Bose speakers down here. I forget what they are. Maybe they're 401s. Bose mostly made small speakers. These are towers. And they have two speakers. They're triangle-shaped kind of funky things. They do sound good if you put them in the right room in the right way. So anyway, I'm probably not going to run this thing anymore. But I need a good stereo to drive these speakers. All four of them. Maybe even more. I had this hooked to the Raspberry Pi, but the power supply I'm using is not enough. It's 1.5 amps, and it's not a surprise. It does work, but it gets a low voltage warning, and I don't want to keep doing that to it. So I ordered a bunch of crap last night. I spent like $50. I actually ordered a Pi Zero 2W, which is going to be a quad-core Pi Zero. So we ordered that. Ordered a case and a power supply. I don't like the case and the power supply because it uses an adapter. I don't like adapters. I think I have one laying around here where it adapts to a USB-C to a micro. I'd actually rather have a cord that does that. So that you don't have it hanging off of here. So, Brian, I don't know where you got this one. I kind of found these guys had some ads on Amazon. It looked like, it came with a fan and a top. And then there's another company selling one that looks very similar. So I ordered one. But anyway, we'll make another video about that. So I want to make some more of these little tables and have them above this radio, and maybe make a double stack here. I need to get to where like I can play Tetris, and if I don't like it, I can move it around. I don't want to be locked in with shelves. So that's the idea. Build some more of these. I've got lots of wood.